Hey guys, how's it going? My name's the Breph, and welcome to another challenge video. Today, I'm asking the question, can you beat Pokémon Fire Red with only Trapinch? This challenge is on time for once, if you can believe it. Given how much shit the last one caused me, I'm glad I can get this over and done with, and get it out to you all on time. One more thing, I apologise for the potentially sketchy audio over this difficult period. It's pretty hard and inconsistent to record audio while I'm back at the family home, but anyway, enough about me, let's talk challenge. I don't know how possible this one will be if I'm honest. Trapinch is incredibly lopsided in its stats and well, I don't know how that's going to go down for us. How lopsided? Let's take a look. Firstly, that 100 in physical attack is beautiful. Oh, I can just see it now. Stab Earthquake on 100 attack Pokemon. I cannot wait. What I can wait for is when all those 45 stats and that lousy 10 speed start to become an issue. And you bet your ass they'll become an issue. This is a Breph challenge after all. Before we begin, let's go through some basic rules. As ever, they're nice and simple. I'm only allowed to use Trapinch in battle. I'm not allowed to use items in said battles, and finally, TM usage is allowed. However, if I use a TM on Trapinch, I'm not allowed to replace it. Looking at the available TM pool, I think I'm only going to need 2. Earthquake and Giga Drain. Right, that said, let's get on with it. The game begins and we choose the female character, naming ourselves something I'm sure nobody saw coming. An inventive name like Breph. We name our rival Rusty. Why? Hold fast and find out. We visit the professor who gives us our first Pokemon, a young little Trapinch who we name Fox. Have you put 2 and 2 together yet? Both our rival and our partner are named after Rusty Fox, who requested this challenge in the comments. So as the game kicks off, we do a little grinding off of Mankey in the grass next to Viridian City before challenging our rival. I got a little too distracted while grinding and ended up at level 11 before taking on the fight. Trapinch's high attack stat proves its own, and we defeat both members of his squad. The first gym fight comes at the hands of Brock, the rock-type user. Luckily for us, our moveset consists of a dark-type moves, special attacks in this generation. Despite us having a pretty abysmal special attacking stat, both his Geodude and his Onix fall pretty easily enough. On the way through Mount Moon, we encounter a nice looking guy who allows us to borrow one of his fossils indefinitely. Turns out I didn't even require any thought here, I straight away chose the Helix fossil. All hail Lord Helix, am I right lads? After that we make our way through the rest of the mountain and I have a choice. Tackle the water type gym and inevitably lose, or head north and tackle the rival fight. I first arrive here at level 21 where I proceed to get my arse well and truly kicked. As it turns out, this was the first of infinitely many fights where I had to turn around and grind. I return a few levels later at level 25 and in truth, took a fair few attempts even then. Fresh out of that one, we head over to Bill's, the absolute bloody genius that he is. In his quarantine-induced insanity, he clearly decided he was a genetic expert as he turned himself into a damn Pokemon. After reversing those effects, hopefully for the last time, we head down to take on Misty. Now you may be thinking to yourselves that I'm probably better off coming back at a higher level, maybe even after tackling Lieutenant Surge. Well, as I mentioned in the last one, I'm tackling this one in the order it was intended to be done. I've been practicing for a potential career as a bingo caller, so I go away and do some grinding and in we go to fight Misty. Our level? All the 3s, 33. Thanks to her Starmie being part psychic type, we don't struggle too hard here. 2 badges down and we're off towards our next moment. That moment takes place on the poxy boat the SS Anne against Rusty. It took us a couple of attempts, I won't lie, but beating him was, for the most part, easy enough. Although something tells me that won't be so easy in the future. Having beaten this fight, we gain access to Lieutenant Surge. The Lieutenant has a little bit of a disadvantage here, given the vast difference between our levels. As it turns out, that level difference was pretty damn convincing. Despite Fox getting paralysed, we pull through rather nicely. And that is the point in the game where the niceties end, because now we have to fight Erica. for the same reason as Misty, I am scared. I first head in at a nice level 42. I had every damn right to be freaked out here. Call it what you will, abysmal speed, paralysis, or being weak to grass. We don't stand a damn chance here yet. Which leaves me with limited options. Rocket Hideout and Lavender Tower, or grind to death until I can finally beat Erica. I decide for once in my life to be semi-sensible and tackle the 2 non-gym thingies that we can feasibly do. In the Rocket Hideout we go, working our way adeptly through to Giovanni. With the aid of our nice attack stat and our moves, we're able to survive the encounter and pick up the Sylph Scope. With that done, I go and do a touch more grinding, coming back to test Erica one last time before I decide to go elsewhere. This was pretty much a more promising fight given that I'm level 50, but a promise is a promise, and going down thanks to poison damage, I move on. Right the way to the Lavender Tower to face our rival yet again. This guy's team keeps pushing its difficulty, and this was a fight that needed some luck, mainly with Charmeleon. But don't underestimate Gyarados, and don't forget that name either. With that done, we've gained a couple more levels and head back to Erica. This time the fight proves a lot more fruitful and we're finally able to claim the 4th badge. I don't think it'll be a surprise that even this took a fair few attempts, and luckily I don't have to deal with that damn gym ever again. Well, now we head over to Koga. I hate Koga. His coughing and wheezing having levitate as an ability, coupled with Muck being a bastard with minimize, it isn't even a fun fight, ever. Turns out I need to go and grind. Time and time again I fail over and over. Luckily level 60 is the magic number here and we get away from the Ninja Man nicely. Or did we? If Koga is following me, it certainly isn't on Twitter at the Breph46, hint hint. He may be following me towards my next destination, but the guy's a ninja for heaven's sake, I'll never know. Or will I? No, I won't. I'm not that good. The next destination is pretty clear. Saffron. As we ascend into the bowels of the Sylph Company building, and yes, that is exactly as grossly descriptive as I intended, having done this way too many times to count, I know what I'm doing. The 5th floor for the key, 3rd floor for the warp tile to hell. Up here, we meet our fucksack of a rival, Rusty again. And yes, he does deserve that name for this fight. He's gotten substantially stronger in the meantime, and I do not like it. This guy is not giving up his grind, so I can't on mine. I come back a few times, but at level 69, nice. We're able to barely survive the leg-shaking ordeal. Even nicer. And with that bullshit done, now we get to fight Giovanni. Although we get hit by Nidorino's poison point, our level, attack stat and move pool make the fight itself much more enjoyable. Unlike this poxy challenge, we all know that Blue and Giovanni await us in the not so distant future, and at least one of them is sure to be a pain in the arse. A big pain in the arse. A being locked down during a global pandemic with very limited to no opportunity to buy alcohol to get me through these challenges sized pain in the arse. So as a little sorbet to clear the palate, we head over to Cinnabar Island, into the mansion to collect the secret key, and into the gym. Here we fight Blaine. I wasn't too worried going into this fight given our typing. On the first attempt I was clearly too naive as I fell victim to the power of Fire Blast. A nasty bugger that one. Luckily I reset and go again with a few more brain cells on my shoulders this time and get a good result, for once. Leaving the gym we get confronted by Bill, who sends us on a wild goose chase around the first 3 of the Sevi Isles. On this wild goose chase we find a small girl hiding in the woods because absolutely no one else but me could do that. Heading back to the mainland, we go up to Viridian City where we yet again can challenge Giovanni. At level 72 we take on the ex-Rocket boss in his gym. Giga Drain and Hyper Beam prove overly strong and in our favour. Giovanni falls and that is the final badge of this region. Last stretch, lads. If you happen to think I glossed over the Giovanni fight, it's because I did. Why? Because we have to go and fight Blue next. Let me tell you, I started recording this challenge yesterday in the early hours of the morning because the last video took me so damn long. I've been working on this script now well into the early hours of this morning. At the current time of writing, it's about 1:30 AM. I started this one blue fight, at approximately 7 PM and didn't finish it until close to 10. Yep, it took me roughly 3 hours to get past this. The background of that rant has been attempt after attempt for this fight. The next one is the winning attempt. Can you see the level? Yeah, 95, and even that itself was touch and go at some points, dropping dangerously low on our already pitiful health bar. I don't know what the absolute worst bit was. Doing this with something that can learn a semi-powerful electric and fire type move is really all I'd need to make this a lot easier. Ah well, no pain, no gain, right? So finally, with all of that done, we head for the Pokemon League, showing off all of our hard-earned badges. Boulder, Cascade, Thunder, Rainbow, Soul, Marsh, Volcano and Earth. Having proudly declared those, we head into the league. When we walk in the door to face Lorelei, we've maxed out our level as a surprise to absolutely no one, I'm sure. As a move, Earthquake is a ridiculously powerful one to begin with. Now add on to that the benefits of being stab and against an ice type user. A recipe for success, methinks. Bruno up next, and you know what, I probably for the first time in a long time am not upset, not angry, not worried or scared. Both his Onix provide Giga Drain a time to shine. Earthquake and Hyper Beam are plenty strong enough to help us move on towards Agatha. Speaking of her, she's up next coincidentally. I hate her. I hate her team, I hate her sly underhand tactics, and I hate the fact she's so damn good at pulling them off. Despite us having Crunch in our moveset, which does prove to be effective against her ghost types, the other members of her team annoy me to no end. Luckily for my mental state, annoyance doesn't stop me from beating her, leaving only Lance left in the Elite Four. So, this challenge was bound to fail at some point, right? Yeah, this is that point. I can't beat him without using full restores. Dragonite is just too powerful, and it comes out after having to deal with 2 other nasty beasts. By the time we get past it, I have to heal. This fight took me a good 40 minutes in its own right before I got to the end here. But little did I know that that 40 minutes would seem like an absolute cakewalk, because Champion Rusty, that guy took me almost 4 times that. Yes, it was another fight I needed items on. I failed already, so why not just get it done? I don't really want to talk about it if I'm honest, it wasn't fun. Imagine the last couple of rival fights, but with those all scaled up to the maximum pressure. With that, the challenge is finally complete. Thank God, the last few days have been completely manic, but at least I managed to get one video out on its intended day. Here's to hopefully no more delay. Am I surprised that I failed here? No, not really. The attack stat of Trapinch is nice, but I'll be honest, I think the next time I use one of these will be during the process of getting a Flygon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and comment down below any challenges you might like to see me take on at some point. Oh, and please, join me next time, where I ask the question, can you beat Pokemon Emerald with only a Scyther? Have a great day, guys. Stay safe in these troubling times, and hopefully I'll see all of you in the next one.